Hello guys, this is Deepak and welcome to my channel again. This is the third tutorial of this series. It's Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7 third tutorial. So I hope we all have CentOS 7 installed now, and you must have seen the last video, which is without audio. Actually, it's nothing but a setting which you need to do once you have operating system installed. So it's very basic setting like language selection and some other stuff. Let's start with this tutorial today. Okay, so before starting anything, I'd like to have a look and feel of this operating system, which is here. Let's click on applications, and here we can choose, or we can see application available in favorites, accessories, and documents. It's actually, they tried to make it as somewhat similar to Windows, and this is actually similar to our start button in Windows. If you just click on or just go to favorite, you will see Firefox, LibreOffice, and other stuff. Now this whatever you see here, everything it's absolutely open source. So Linux is not actually porting anything which is not open source. So you can yourself go and visit each and every folder of this or option of this. So just let me check what we have. Okay, awesome. We have some awesome tools which we are going to discuss in some time. These are places where we can say home. If I click on home, it will open my home directory, documents, and by default the target folder for any downloaded documents or downloads for my download stuff, music and picture. This is nothing, it's like they try to make it somewhat similar to Windows. So okay, what is this? Let me go. It's nothing but a language selection. Now if it you can see it's EN2, it's nothing but English 2, which is US. We can just go back to UK. Now it's gonna impact your keyboard layout. You can change it. I mean, if you just use UK some button, it's gonna use the UK keyboard layout for you. Or if you just click on US and select the US, it's gonna use the US layout for your keyboard. And this is voice, and you can control the voice settings here. This is Bluetooth, which is off. I can on it, and I can connect to this. Visibility, I can set it to on, and I can connect to the external devices. However, I don't need it right now, so that's the reason I'm just shutting down this. This is nothing setting. I haven't done anything till this, because we are going to do in future tutorials. We are going to set up that. This is just a date and time. So now you can see it's almost 23:15 in India. It's my username Varadi and some other settings, and this is where I can log out, or I can power up the system. So that's it. Frankly speaking, we are not going to use any GUI. If you are targeting to be a system administrator, try to be more try to work on black screen, because it's gonna your bread and butter for lifetime. So we are not going to use this GUI. You won't be able to open GUI. You will not find that even you will not find this is installed on some servers. What we can do is we can go ahead and start the actual heart of this session or this tutorial. So now to start with that, I would like to just go here and open the terminal. Now this is by default added into favorite. However, you can go to utilities and you can spot it somewhere. Okay, this is it's available here. Now if you are not able to find it, you can simply go on the screen on the desktop, and you can open it like this. Open the terminal. Now it will clearly show you Yeah, we haven't set any host name of this. That's the reason it's showing localhost, and we are at text of this user, which is this. Okay. Now there are some commands, and there I'm going to introduce some commands and some stuff here. So before that, let's start with this. Now this is a window. It's not actually window. It's a window from where you interact with the system, and this is gonna be the default window for you. Even not even this white screen. It will be black screen. We are going to use putty for, after this, or maybe, in some sessions. So before using any command, let's start with introduction. We are going to talk about shell here, because this is we are going to use shell to interact with system. So let's start with shell. Shell is what? Shell is nothing but a bridge between us and the system. Now when I say bridge, is nothing but a interpreter. It acts like interpreter. So whenever I just whenever we type any command, ls is for listing. You can list the content of current directory. As we don't have anything here, it's not gonna see. Okay, now you can see this two, one dot and two dot. We are going to touch this. Maybe I am going to explain this in some upcoming videos, but not right now. So for time being, I am going to create, for now I am going to create some files here. Okay, now I have created some files. You can see two files, Deepak and Varade. Okay, so ls is, we can list files. We are here. So when I am typing ls, it's actually we are entering this command, or we are giving this input to the shell. Shell will convert ls into some format which kernels understand. Kernel will take that input, it will process, and it will send it back to the kernel. The output will be received by the shell. Shell will again translate it into something which we can understand. So it's like a broker between us and the system. Is it clear now? I hope it is. Okay, so this is what, and let me tell you, we are going to use bash in our whole tutorial series. So when I say shell, it's nothing but a bash. You will definitely wonder what is bash if you are not aware. Bash is nothing but a shell. Now there are many type of shell, like C shell, bash shell, KSH shell. Okay, and right now we are going to check which shell is active by default on Linux, and to do that we are going to issue the command echo shell. Now this shell, this capital letter shell, is a variable which is actually a dynamic variable. It's and again we are going to touch this, but not now. If you don't understand it, just keep in mind that it's a variable which holds the shell name, or a default shell name. So bin bash, I already mentioned that we are going to use bash, as bash is default shell for Linux. So when I say shell, it's nothing but a bash. So let's talk about aliases now. We can create aliases like this. I'll say whatever mk Deepak and equal to mkdir Deepak. Okay, now I'll explain you what it means. Alias is nothing but creating some custom command by using some other commands. So we can define this alias, we can assign some commands. Here what I'm doing is I'm saying mkdir. it is nothing but a mk is make dir, create a directory, make a directory Deepak. So this command is going to create a directory called Deepak. I am assigning this to mk Deepak. So I have defined mk Deepak as alias. System knows that when I say mk Deepak, system will fire this command. So now I have Deepak here, but then you can see this is empty file. I don't have anything. Cat is nothing but a command which opens the file and show the content. Okay, I can show you that. I used vi to open the file and to write something. Now I'm going to write something here. Hi, this is the RHL 7 tutorial, and I'm saving it. Now I'm sure that you're not aware of vi. If not, I'll be creating one tutorial for this which will cover full vi, and there will be another tutorial which will cover all basic command. So if you're not aware of vi is nothing but a, it's like an editor. It's like notepad in Windows. vi is a notepad in Unix. So now if I use cat is nothing but a read-only file. It will cat the file in read-only mode by default. Now we can write files with cat. I'll show you how in future, but not now. Till this, just keep in mind that we can only read files using cat. Okay, now I am just catting the file, which is Deepak. It contains hi, this is the RHL 7 tutorial. Okay, and I am removing this file by using rm command. It's remove files. Okay, rm remove the file called Deepak. I am removing this file. Now I can see there is only one file called Varade. I am removing this file too, and now I don't have anything here. But as you know that I have already created alias called mkdeepak, and system knows that mkdeepak means mkdir and Deepak. So it will create a directory. If I say mkdeepak, we will check that. Okay, it run okay, and now can you see it's Deepak which is created here. It was not there. I'll show you again. It's gone. And when I say mkdeepak, now just see here, it's gonna come here. Boom, we have that. So system understand that when I say mkdeepak, it's going to use this alias command. So we can design, or we can define some custom commands to work for us. Now there is another command to analyze that. Okay, now if I run the same command again, mkdeepak, which system will complain, or not system actually, we will have another tutorial to read errors properly. Now we should read errors from the beginning, and here we can see that bash is complaining, and the syntax is like that, or who bash about what mkdeepak, and what is the error. So who bash is complaining about mkdeepak because mkdeepak was alias, which is unaliased. Now we have removed that alias. So now this bash is saying mkdeepak is not, I'm not able to find it. It is not command not found. So I hope you understand aliasing now. Let's move ahead and talk about internal and external commands. Now when we say shell, there are two types of command we can fire actually 3 including alias. We can create some custom commands and we can define and use them. So internal command is a part of shell itself. It comes with shell, it's bundled with shell and comes with shell. This can run from memory without loading it from the disk, because it is not on the disk. It is actually in the shell. When shell start or when system start, it's already loaded into the RAM, already loaded into the memory. So when you run them, as they are already in memory, their speed will be high. Okay, like you will see some difference in speed because they are already in memory and you are just referencing them and running them. System don't have to do anything, it will just run it, right? No need to load from hard disk to the system memory. Speed of RAM and speed of hard disk differs a lot. I mean, it's like huge difference between them. So if your command sits in RAM, it will definitely run faster than command sits on the disk. Okay, so any command which sits in the RAM or which is already bundled with shell is called internal command. I'll show you some example. There is a command called type called type. Okay, but apologies for any accent errors. Actually, it's gonna mix somewhat mine, British, Indian and mixed type. Okay, so there is a command called type, type, which I'm going to use to show you the difference between internal and external commands. Now when I say type cd, there is a command cd. Now you can understand, when I say cd, it's change directory. It means you can change the directory using this command. Okay, cd to something. So we are created Deepak, we can say cd space Deepak. We will land into Deepak folder or Deepak directory. Okay, but now here we are just checking what is cd internal command or external one. So when I say type, it is saying cd is a shell built in. Now what it means? It means cd comes with shell. It is already there. It's bundled with shell. It's already loaded into RAM. That's the reason the speed of running cd or the performance of cd is always high compared to commands which exist on the disk. Now you must have understand external command, the definition of the external command. When I say external, they are not with shell, they are not bundled with shell, they are separate part, they are separate programs written to support shell to accomplish something. Okay, so external commands are executable programs which exist on the disk. Okay, hence they are a bit slower, but and yes, they are a bit slower if you compare with internal commands. Now human eyes cannot see the difference because it's like milliseconds. You can't see that. You can use time command to calculate it, but human cannot identify the difference for sure. Okay, so external command, I have already defined what is external command. External command are executable program which exist on the disk, which is a program created for something and it exists on the disk in somewhere. So let's try to find out a external command here. So we will try to say mkdir, which is make directory, and yes, it is in user bin mkdir. It is not built-in, it's an external program. Or vgs, no, we are not root, we can't run this program. We'll come to this command if you are not aware about this. I'm sorry for running this now. Let's try to find out something else. pwd type it's a pwd is nothing but a present working directory. So yeah, it's an internal command. type alias, it's a shell built-in. Okay, so rm. Now rm is a program, it's an external command for sure. This is how we can understand which command is external, which command is shell built-in. I hope now you'll be able to understand that. Okay, now when we see this, when we see that type can show us the built-in command which we can understand present in memory. It's a part of shell. That's the reason we don't need to address it. It means we don't need the address of that file. But now, do you have that question in your mind? How shell will understand where this external program resides and how it runs that? Now, like in my case, how shell understand that rm is here in user bin directory? It's not, it's a magic. No, it is not. Actually, there is something called path variable. Now to look up external command, $path variable will be used, and this variable holds directory names to look for external command. Okay, we can simply run this command. Now you will see what is echo. Echo is what? It just echoing that. It's just, you know, displaying something. So echo, I said path $path. Whenever I say system variable, it's always capital. Okay, now you can see that it has the collection. It is nothing but a list of directories, right? User local bin and user local has been, user bin, user has been, bin and has been. You can see that these entries are separated by colon. Okay, so these are different entries, and our rm command resides user bin rm here, user bin rm here. So whenever you run any external command, system will try to look up here for that command, and if that command doesn't exist in this path, system will show this error message, command not found, because it does not exist in the path. Now to show you that, what I can do is, yes, to show you that, we are going to change the path variable. Now what I'm doing is, I'm defining path as with some custom values here, just excluding the directory where we have rm in user bin. I am not adding it to the path. Okay, and as I have changed it, I need to announce it, so I'm exporting it. Export command will tell system, or it will announce that this path has been exported. Okay, let me check. It's not work properly. Okay, and now touch command will create an empty file. I'm going to create an empty file called testing, and I'm trying to rm this with, okay, still this system nodes where is rm, because there is another copy of rm. I'll show you how system is able to run this command, because theoretically when we remove that the path, the directory from the path, system should not be able to use rm command. Okay, so let's try to spot our type command which we run to see this is the one. Now in this command you can clearly see that type rm identified that rm command resides in bin directory, user bin rm. However, we have changed the path. Now that path, user bin path, does not exist in our path variable, but if we run rm, it is running fine, because somehow I'm not sure how. I'm not sure. Maybe they have considered that someone may temper the path which will impact system, so they have created another rm command in bin, or maybe this will be a link or something like that. So we are going to understand what are the links and other stuff. If right now if you don't understand it, don't worry about anything. We are going to touch everything in depth. So I'll be explaining that. No, both are files, and both are, very valid files. So yes, they are aware that if something happened with this rm, system will work with this, because if you remove rm, your system start rebooting. I have done that. I have tested it many times, and you will face many issues for booting the system. Please do not touch. This is just for please do not touch rm file. This is just kind of practical to show you how system is able to locate the external program here. Okay, there is another command called which, which, which can tell you the address of the command, or the address, absolute address. So now which is telling you that mkdir resides in bin, or which is telling you rm now resides in bin, because we have removed the user bin from the path variable. Maybe that's the reason it is showing like this. But you can use which command to locate the command. So I think this is enough for today. I request you guys to practice. See, this is not magic. I'm going to share each and everything or whatever I know about this subject, and however, only continuous practice can make you a good administrator. It's really important. World is really demanding, and this sector is really only for brave hearts. So thanks a lot for attending this tutorial again, and cheers.